All right, so today is a special meeting. For those of you who don't know me, as most of you probably do because you're watching this on my YouTube page, I'm Rabbi Jeremy Fine. I'm a rabbi in Minnesota in St. Paul at a conservative congregation. And several years ago, I met David through our love of Halva. His love is much deeper than mine. I do like it and I eat it often. And we've worked together on some projects. Majdi, and I'll let him introduce himself in a moment. And Majdi and I met, basically I heard his story through the newspaper and then again through Barry Weiss. And I reached out to him and we spoke for a long time. And I just said to him and to both of them, I think that we could show a lot of people, Israelis and Palestinians working together through food or business and the great strengths in which we can come to, as opposed to sort of just starting from drawing lines or political parties or, you know, who's in charge of what, but rather our commonalities and our ways to be friends and work together. I'm going to let each of them talk about their businesses, and then also I'll wrap up, but sort of where they come to this and sort of their feelings, because I think as business owners in America, but both have spent time in the Middle East, their perspective is unique, but incredibly deep and important because it's real and it's real people and it's not headlines that you read on CNN or Fox News or Al Jazeera or Haaretz. These are real individuals living an American dream and living in America, but also have spent their time and their families, as we'd say in Hebrew, the mishpacha is still overseas. So Majdi, let me hand it to you first, because Holy Land Foods is such a staple in Minnesota. So why don't you tell us a little bit about that story and what you guys do?
Okay, thank you, first of all, Rabbi Jeremy, for giving us the opportunity to meet me and David, to introduce us to each other. My name is Majdi Wadi. I am the CEO and co-founder of Holy Land Restaurant, Bakery and Supermarket, and also hummus manufacturing in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I am originally from Palestine, born and raised in Kuwait. And then I immigrated to the United States in the early 90s and to join my brother and my family in very small, tiny corner store here in Northeast Minneapolis. And the story of the American dream started from the late 80s, actually. We started with 2 employees, and then me and my brother and my mom and my dad, and now we have more than 200 employees. Our business it's well recognized in the state of Minnesota when it comes to the Middle Eastern cuisine and manufacturing hummus. I am also a father of 3, 2 daughters and 1 son, and happily married for more than 30 years. It's an honor for me to be in this conversation because so many, I believe in food, sharing food together. As Rabbi Jeremy always says, you know what, nothing can bring people together, especially with different background or different beliefs or different than food. So sitting around the table, sharing the food, talking about our culture, about our beliefs, and how we can narrow the gap and make people and the whole world see that what the media sometimes promoting is not necessarily true. There is a true people here sitting together on the table. I have a great relation and a great friends with so many people within the Jewish community here in the state of Minnesota and nationally also. And also we do business overseas. We have lots of business coming from there. So the meeting with David and Jeremy is actually, hopefully we start as a smaller group and we can grow this group to be a bigger group, sitting around the table, talking about our differences, about this one, you know, as a human being, talking from the heart without, you know, I mean, without makeup or anything. This is what I feel and this is what I think. You know, I believe it could help a lot in narrowing the gap and making us, although I don't want to see seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, because I always see the light at the end of the tunnel, but it's up to us grow this light. I mean, to make this light bigger and bigger, so we can at least reach one day, hopefully, everybody lives in peace, because I believe that everybody's tired. Everybody is cannot take it anymore. I mean, the conflict between the two political parties. I'm not here to talk about politics, but you know what? I'm not taking sides, but I'm taking the side of the people. I'm taking the side of the true people that really suffering in day-to-day basis. So it's a great start, and you know what? At least we have an argument that we keep arguing about the hummus and falafel. I mean, this is nothing. I think if we can't solve the problem, if we can't solve the problem of the originality of the hummus and falafel, I think everything will be solved.
Great, Maji, that's great. And David, tell us a little bit about House of Halva again. I know, yeah, just tell us where you're located and all the cool things you're doing, because it's been really great.
So my name is David Kadosh. I'm from Israel, from Be'er Sheva. I moved to live here like 6 years ago. We opened a House of Halva 2.5 years ago, me and my wife. And we are really happy to be here. We start small in Keg and Case market. It's an amazing market, food market that brings many different vendors with unique concept, and it's really amazing place to hang up as a family, couples. And our store is very small but very unique. We bring halva from Israel. I have a family in Israel that's making halva for 40 years. So generation that's making halva. We have like 20 different flavors of halva. And so this is how we start. We start like that. And now we also do it online. And we start to do also. We have our warehouse in Bloomington, and we start to do it also now. So we are a small company that just start to roll, that have very unique product. I don't want to sound arrogant, but our halva is one of the best halva in the market with guarantee. And my family making halva from their heart, and you can tell by the taste. And yeah, and I'm very happy to have this conversation with you guys and to take a part of that. I think that if we're really gonna think like that and sit together and talk about how to be partners and how to do things together without politician talking or argument, just to see the things in very peaceful way and to hug each other, I think that we can make it, and we can be an example for other people that look at us and see that we can do it, so other people can do it as well. So if we can be an example for other people, I think that we win in that.
Yeah, I think both of you spoke so wonderfully, and both your businesses are fantastic. And you know, Maji and I spoke about this a couple weeks ago, where wouldn't it be amazing if we could start a relationship between you two to either carry each other's products, and both of you have already met and spoken. For those who know, I opened the Zoom room and the two of them were talking for about 20 minutes before I said a word, which is, it just goes to show that if we start from a place of kindness and friendship and collaboration, as opposed from this person said this or this person said that, you know, I think all of us here, and Maji has spoken about this, maybe you could share a little bit more, a desire for a two-state solution for both people to be able to have normalized relations, and also a pathway to prosperity for themselves and to help the people next to them. Right now, that's not the case, and that's fair to say. Regardless, you know, people know me as a big Zionist, but nowhere in my thoughts is ever Zionism overrules other people. It's that I need safety for the Jewish people, and we also need safety for the Palestinian people. Maji, so what's some of your experience working with some of your...
1 second, Jeremy, I don't know if you hear me, I lost you.
Oh,
I need to switch my my internet service. 1 second.
okay. This is also important. Food's important. Internet, incredibly important.
I'm not sure what's happening today with this Zoom thingy. Sorry, with this.
It's okay. People will
Yeah.
tune in. This is important. So,
No,
Mati,
yeah.
do you need a moment?
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Okay, so maybe talk about a little bit, maybe some of your friends and colleagues that you've worked with, and some of your experiences going over to visit Palestinian. I think you said relatives, but at very least friends. I know that you went over there, and some of your experience and how do we, what are some of their ideas as people on the ground to be able to come together?
You know what? I during my last visit in October and in February, I had this first time ever that I get the chance to visit Palestine. In the ground, surprisingly, most of the people, they want things to go back before the Palestinian Authority took over. I'm talking from the Palestinian side, because you know what, they said they used to live in peace, has a friends, they go to Israel and work there and make lots of money. So people was living a very happy life, now when things got, when the Palestinian Authority came and took over, the corruption that they're seeing, all the assistance that come from the European Union and United States and all over the world, is not getting to the people. It's just, I was shocked hearing stories after stories after story. That's from their suffer from their side, and then now the other suffer that they have from the wall, and the harassment at the checkpoint, and it's just stories that it leave you with a mixed feeling, to be honest with you. You don't know where you're going to start with this one. Me as a Palestinian, to be honest with you, my point of view, I should start with myself as a Palestinian community, as a Palestinian nation within our authority. We have to fix what we have inside before we can ask what the people to help us. Again, I try as much as I can to avoid talking about politics, but you know what? I believe now the current problem is happening from the authority that controlling that part that they're living in. Yes, there's a big conflict between them and the Israeli government and the Israeli policies. They have better days. It depends on the prime minister who's running that. I'm expressing the feedback that I heard from the people. They said, no, we had way better days. It depends on the prime minister. If the prime minister is extremist, then it goes bad. If he's the guy who's holding the stone from the middle, like in Jordan when King Hussein was there, he was smart. How to handle things. So people, again, at the end of the day, I believe it's just people are tired. People want peace. Regardless, just leave us alone and let us live in peace. Because look, in Gaza, let's talk about Gaza, for example, in a quick, you have more than 4 or 5 million people. I don't know how much the population now being in jail for the past 10 years. People are paying the price. People are suffering. There is no water. There is no electricity. There is no, few people are controlling that, sadly, the destiny of millions of people. Is this fair? No, definitely is not fair. So I'm talking from the Palestinian side. I would love to see, as a Palestinian, no matter how much we feel, we will never have the same feeling the Palestinian that live abroad. As we're not gonna feel the pain and the suffer for the Palestinian that really lives there in day-to-day basis. They have no right to dream. They have no right to talk. They have no right to work. They have no future. They cannot get. So it's more. The problem became more a humanitarian problem rather than political problem, and nobody's paying attention to this. That's the feedback that I left with the. Again, when you go to the other side, the Israeli side, and meet with the friends, I have lots of friends there. I visit them. I went to their houses. The fear that they're living in. They're tired from the fear. And I was shocked to see big sign in the street that, oh, this area, if you're Israeli, don't get here. If you're Palestinian, don't cross this. Big warning. I never seen them. I went all over the world warning people that, okay, don't go to this street or don't go to that street. So the fear that they had in their heart, I didn't feel that they feel that they live in peace. They're always worried that something is going to happen. So, do you see that, each one has their own concern. And at the end of the day, people want to live in peace.
David, what about what do you have to say?
I'm not a politician, and I'm not going to go inside all this kind of talking, but I have to say something that I really feel the pain, and I understand if someone really feels the way what you're saying now. I really think that it's not right. It's not supposed to be like that. But it's always two sides that you can look on these things. So what I want to do with you, my friend, I really want to be an example for people that come with different opinion, with different state of mind, that can sit together in the same table, talk, smile, be friends, show everybody that we can do it. Because we are not politicians, and this kind of conversation can take us to places that make both of us feel uncomfortable. And it's better for both of us to talk different, to talk in a way, look at us, look what we can do. We can sit in the same table with different kind of thinking, with different kind of opinion, but still to be a friend, to see each other, to hug each other, to support each other, to work together as in a business things, and not just in a business things, you know. So we can really take this side, not to talk about politicians and stuff like that, because it's not really gonna change anything, because everybody talk politician. Let's be different. Let's do something nice.
And this
I agree.
Yeah, and I think this is what we're going to try to do. I know that these guys are going to try to work together, and I'm going to be here to support. Once we're back in bloom, and there's no COVID, and businesses are back, and we're going to try to do Kosher Fest again. And David, this year next time we get to do it, we're going to bring in Holy Land foods too, and we're going to have different cultures and things like that, because I think that would be a great way to promote our Kosher Festival that we've done, and David's been a part of. And there's also, this is also not just a message, I think, for Jews or Israelis and Palestinians. We're watching different sides of opinions in America too. And it doesn't, if you just start from what you don't have or who has or what have, as opposed to, my name is Jeremy, it's nice to meet you. How can we be friends? Mm-hmm. How can we help each other? How can we, if you're troubled, how can I help from what I can give to you? I can't give you everything, but what can I give to you that helps you come up and care about you as an individual? And I believe this is why I started a kosher festival, is because I believe food does that. I can't tell you how many people, when we ran our kosher fest, who came that weren't Jewish, like, we just thought it sounded cool and different, tables and tables of people. And I was like, I was shocked, but I realized that it's such an easy place to start for us to be together. So I want to thank both of you for your time. And I know this message will mean a lot to my community, and we'll begin conversations hopefully in Minnesota. Hopefully it's shared by people that can understand that we're all coming together for an opportunity to speak and share, specifically food in this case. And if there's other, I'll also say this, other Israeli and kosher businesses who want to follow in and Arab-run food and Palestinian-run food and halal food. And if there's a way, whether you're in Minnesota, Chicago, LA, New York, smaller towns than that, if you guys want to work with us, we'll start building something together, because it would be, I think, a message of peace and hope and togetherness that is irrefutable. And so I want to thank you both, my friends, and my love to both of you.
Actually, thank you for the opportunity, and I really appreciate that.
I'm gonna come and eat all your halva very soon. I'll send you an email. I'll come with my kids and eat all your halva.
And I'm gonna come and eat all your hummus, because I have amazing hummus.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Nice talking to you. Stay in touch, David.
Of course. You have my number, so just let's talk and see each other. Okay?
Amen. Bye, guys. Take care.
Bye, Jeremy.
Thank you, Jeremy. Bye-bye. Thank you, Jeremy. Bye-bye.